All right, we're going to take a look at creating these Lego bricks. First, these two basic bricks, we can get all the dimensions that we need. Since we're going to be working in millimeters, one change I would make is to set your default units to millimeters. That way you don't have to change it every time you start a new part. Another one is adding materials to your favorites. ABS plastic, which Lego bricks are made out of, it is one of our material options. But instead of searching for it every time, we could add it to our favorites. Whether we make the tall one or the short one, the process is really the same. We can always come back and just change this height. This is a feature. Making sure that we are putting in 10 divided by 3 for the shorter one will ensure that when 3 of these are stacked in the assembly, that it will total 10 millimeters. If we put in 3.33, at the end we'll have 9.99, which will actually be a little bit short. The program does recognize it is 3.33 repeating. By using the shell tool, we can hollow out the bottom with a shell thickness of 1.5. So first off, just getting some settings in here, and we'll start creating some Lego bricks. So as you start a new design, I would set your default units to millimeters. So as you change this, set it to default. And that way as you start creating the next brick and so on, you don't have to change that constantly. So if we start off with an overall dimension of 8 millimeters by 8 millimeters, we are now just going to give this part thickness. We can come back and change this. I said this in class the other day, work smarter, not harder. We can change the color. We can change the thickness. We don't have to recreate everything. Just save it as a different part. Back here to the top view, we'll put the pin on the top, which is a diameter of 5. And this is raised up 1.5 millimeters. To hollow out the bottom, we have the option for shell in our modify toolbar. If you do not have this, I would highly suggest that you pin this to your toolbar. By selecting this bottom surface, we are going to create a shell thickness or hollow it out. And that shell thickness is 1.5. This gives us a square here on the bottom that is 1.5, but also the depth is over 1.5. Sorry, this is 5, so a diameter of 5 pin from another part will go in here. The depth is over 1.5, so as we stack these together, there will be no interferences. In terms of material, ABS plastic is one of your options, and it's not very hard to get to, but I'm just recommending that you add this to your favorites. I already have this in my favorites. I can just drag and drop. So setting the material, and now setting the color. Plastic colors are fairly limited. I'm going to recommend that you just paint these. Choose the color that you are desiring and set the color. It's all or nothing for these Lego bricks. So it should be a full body, and drag and drop the color. Now, save this as a part you need. If you need to come back and change this, I can change the color. File, save as, a different part. If I need to make it taller, this was a feature. So instead of being the thin one, I'm going to make it be the tall one at 10 millimeters. It's still hollow on the bottom. I could come back and I could change the color, and I could save this as another part. File, save as. I could take this part I could use this to then create some other part. If I had a part like this, can I go and create, of course I'm not going to have one here, create another part from it? Not with this one. But if I had a part like this, once I create this, I could come back in and add to the side of it to create this from it. Don't start over. So, basic part construction for these Lego bricks.